Hi, I'm Richard Lang, and in this video, I'm just going to share a few ideas with you uh, based on the work of Douglas Harding. And this is in response, really, in terms of the headless way, to the reaction sometimes that I get that headlessness is a trick, it's a metaphor, it's not real. Of course, I've got a head here. I can't see my head, but I have one. And I'm just going to give you my reflection on that and give you something to, just to mull over, I suppose. So, the question is, what am I? Am I a thing? Am I in my head? Am I separate from you? This makes a huge difference. Uh, if you think, what I mean is, if you think you're in a head, if you're behind a face, really separate, you're therefore separate from everyone. And that is going to affect how you relate to others, other species, the environment. But if you realize and take on and accept and say yes to the fact that you are nothing full of everything, empty, that is a completely different thing. That's life-changing, seeing your face to no face. Everyone's face is your own. But here's a way of, here's the way I think about this question of, well, I can't see my head, but I really have one. And it's really drawing on modern science and the idea of relativity. So what I mean is that let's say I'm in the same room as you, so we can see each other. And I say, I don't have a head, I've got yours instead. See, I'm empty for you. You say, all right, Richard, well, I mean, I understand what you're talking about. It's a good metaphor, but you really do have one, and I've got one, and I can feel it. And so, I mean, it's a kind of good trick, a hack, I don't know. I say, well, let's look into this, you see. So you can see my head. I say I don't have one, you say I do. But I say that you're 6 feet away, and you're looking at me from there, and you're not over here. And that what I am depends in part on the range of the observer, on how far away you are. You see, so let's say you can see my whole body from the other side of the room. I say, all right, I accept that's what I am over there to you. You see, that's how what I appear to be. But I'm going to ask you to come closer and have a look at me here, you see. And so you come towards me. Now, bear in mind, you are doing your best to observe what is given rather than just remember what you think. I'm sure you would be doing that anyway. But notice that your field of view is constant. And on the other side of the room, my body doesn't fill very much of the field of view. But as you come towards me, my body grows in size. The field of the view stays constant. And there comes a point where you lose my legs. And you've eventually only got my torso and head. I've grown, see. And you keep coming closer to me. And my appearance changes with range. Observe this until I'm just a head and shoulders. And then I'm just a head. See. And then you come even closer and perhaps I'm just a patch of skin. And then you go back out and you say, wow, that you really do change with range. Because out here at 6 feet, you look very different from just an inch away. See, so okay, that's certainly true. I say, oh, right, but you've got a long way to go yet before you get to what I am, because I want to know what I really am, which for me, that means what I am at center. For me, not for you. I appreciate what I am for you. I take that seriously. I want to know about that. But come closer. And this is where we've got to imagine a bit. But you imagine you've got your microscope, you see, and you imagine you can do this. And you come up close to me and you find, you can see my skin now, close quarters. And then you come even closer and you get skin tissue. you come closer. Imagine doing this, see? Come closer and you find, I don't know, maybe an organ if you're coming into my body, closer to be there. And then eventually you find the cells of those organs, and then eventually one cell, maybe a liver cell or a kidney cell. And it's a living being, blind, deaf, and mute, but alive, born and will die, alive. And you come back out and you say, well, at a closer range yourselves. I mean, we accept this. See, but play with me here. See? So you come back out and say, oh, you really do change with range. Yeah, that is really true, you see. And if you can imagine when you're coming out from one cell, other cells come into the picture, more and more and more and more and more, and the organ, and then eventually the whole person. And then you go in and you kind of peel away and you get to the cells, lots of cells, eventually one cell. I said, well, I want you to come closer. I want to, you're stepping down into my interior, as it were, and it's very different. Because when you're down in that cellular region where I am, it's no longer Richard. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell it's Richard, but it's alive. The cells are alive. I say, come closer. So you come back to that cell, and you, with your microscope, come closer, and you find it's made of chromosomes and DNA, and I don't know, I'm not very educated about that kind of stuff, but eventually you find it's one molecule. And you've dropped down now so close to me that you've left behind life. Molecules I don't think are alive, are they? They're not. Cells are alive. But the molecule, one molecule, you come right back out and say, I mean, they wouldn't have known about this 200 years ago, would they? I mean, this is a modern journey in, you see. And, well, you're a molecule. Come closer. You go back in, like diving. You come closer, and the molecule is made of atoms. See, you go closer. I mean, I don't know. Well, you can see atoms. You have to, probably a mathematical equation by now, or you can make a model of it. See? Atoms, electrons surrounding a proton or neutron or something. See? And then you've left behind materiality, haven't you? Certainly life, color, all of that. And you come back out and you say, you go right down in and you almost disappear, Richard. See? Because I'm going to invite you one more time. You come even closer and it's very hard to say what's down there, and it's undeterminate and it's unpredictable and all of that. But it less and less like anything and more like nothing. More like empty space, apparently. And I say to you, well, you're still not here. I want to know what I am. See, I am alive. I am curious. And I am asking for your help and science's help here. And you've got so close, but it's still not all the way, you see. And you say, well, I'm sorry, but apparently it seems we can't help you now because we can't step over that threshold from some distance, however small, to zero. We just can't step into your center to see what it's like there, right at the center of these layers, like an onion, you see. And I say to you, well, I get that, you see. But the wonderful thing is that I am here at center, at zero. And what I'm going to do is look in the same way as you've been looking here, I'm going to look here. Why not? And so I look and I find no head. I find no cells. I find no molecules. I find no appearance here, not even an electron here. It's you were, if you were to speculate from your researches there as you've come in to me on what I am at centre, I think you probably say, well, you're probably nothing. Because I mean, as we go in, there's less and less. And I confirm, I say, yeah, I'm nothing. You got that right, you see, your theory was right. But I can tell you two other things, which I don't know whether or not you would have expected, see, about this center. So yes, it's nothing. But second thing is that it's awake. I am awake. I am alive. I am aware. And I'm not sure whether you can guess that from outside, because it seems very dead and unaware down at the level of the atom and the electron. See, but I am right here, and it is open, spacious, nothing, vast, and awake, aware to itself. I am. I can't prove this to you, see, because I can't show you. Actually, what I can do is say, well, you're probably in the same, you are in the same condition. So you can look there and verify for yourself what the center is like at the center of all your appearances. So it is nothing, no thing, empty, void, like the Buddhists say, awareness. It's empty, awake, and full. And probably you wouldn't have expected that. That it's like a mirror. It is full of everything. The view into nothing, the view out to everything. Self-evident. Can't prove it outwardly? Have a look for yourself. So when someone says, Richard, it's a trick, I say, not a trick. It's not a trick. I take science seriously. You come and have a look, you see. And of course it fits with what all the great mystics say about your center. But I'm not asking you to believe me or the mystics. I'm asking you to follow that journey into your own center, past where you have a head, you see. You've got a head, but it's what you appear to be at that range. All the way in and look for yourself. And then you see, if you imagine this, then if you were to then move away back out from the atom, you see, what I appear to be at that range, if you were moving away, then you could now say, well, what we're picking up, we understand, we can appreciate you're an atom at this range and we come further away and you're a molecule. So now we understand that what you appear to be is an appearance of that no-thing at your center, that awareness, that mirror-like awareness, you see. And it's as if you at center, the nothing, are a broadcasting station. And you're sending out a signal. And the observer, say you, as you move away, you're picking up the signal. And at very close range, it might be an electron. And as you move back, other electrons come into the picture and everything, and eventually you've got an atom. Imagine this. And you move further away. And as you move further away, the signal goes further. You intercept it at a greater distance, and it's had more time to travel and more time to change and evolve. It evolves because you come out and it's, to where it's a molecule, and you keep going, and other molecules come into the field of view, and you get a cell, and you come further away, and eventually a human being. Now the thing is that why stop there? You see, you're at the region where I appear. I, which is a central nothing, appear there as a person. But you go further away, and into your field of view comes my family, perhaps, or my neighborhood, and then my city, and then my country, and eventually the planet. And further away, eventually the other planets come in, and the sun and the star. And you're looking at my center, but from that range. And what I am changes with range. See? And you go further away, you see, and other stars come into the picture, and eventually all the stars come together. You get the Milky Way galaxy. And you're moving back, intercepting this signal coming from this mysterious place, this center. And you can't know my center from the outside. You can only know the signal coming out of it. But when you look where you are, you find that same mysterious awareness. And this is not unfamiliar in lots of ways because of you're feeding back to me, you're reflecting back to me what I look like. I can't see directly my face, you see, that's what you see there. Or I can't see my planetary face or my star face, you see. And you can see it and you're reflecting it back to me. And I'm aware of what you tell me. See, so I'm aware that at a certain range you can see Richard. You tell me you see Richard. You kind of project it back on me. You say, Richard, yeah, I can see you out here, but you're over there. So you, as it were, project it back on my center. And I get that. I take that on board. It's becoming self-conscious is being aware of how you see me at that range. But if you step back and into your view comes my family, well, of course I identify with my family. I'm identifying with what I am at that range. And then I will identify with my neighborhood. And then I will identify with my city and my country at further range. See? And then, I hope, my planet. And these are layers of my appearance, layers of my body, which I become aware of through others. I can't see those things myself. See? And I do the same to you. So I'm this far out from you, and I'm picking up, say, if we're in the same room, I'm picking up your human appearance, and I reflect that back to you. And I show you a mirror, you see. There's a mirror showing you what you are at this range, and I say, that's what you are there. And that is you becoming self-conscious through the eyes of others, or through the mirror, or through the camera. But we back off and we take into the view your family, and you identify with your family, or then your neighborhood, or see, or we go up to you, see, and up to your aching knee, and you identify with your aching knee, or your aching tooth, or whatever. So, when someone says, Richard, you've got a head, you just can't see it, I say, yeah, I do have a head. Actually, I can see it. It's out there. It's on the screen. It's in the mirror. It's not here. And if this person says, well, really you have one, you just can't see it, I say, come up and have a look. I'm saying this because it makes, just to show that it makes sense. It's not a trick. See, it's not a hack or it's not a gimmick. It's taking science seriously, and it's taking relativity seriously in the sense that what I am is relative to the observer. And I cannot know what I am in appearance apart from the observer. And so there's a view in and a view out. And the view in is what I appear to be at all these ranges. And it's a view of my head or my neighborhood or my city or my country or my planet or my heart, you see, or my cells. See, that's the view this way. And the view out is of other heads, including my one in the mirror, or other cities or other families or other planets. See? And these two views fit together, really. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.